Jesus said in one place, I am the light of the world. And he also said, you are the light of the world. A lamp which is buried under the bushel, you cannot see that. Remove that bushel. Let your light shine.
Yes.
Let your light shine. And I think he also says, you are the salt of the earth. You are the salt of the earth. And what it means is that, as I said, there is a time and space. There is a time and space. And there is something beyond time and space we call eternal. We are the combination of two identities. One is time and the other one is eternal. I think this is the whole the structure of our human consciousness. Not only human consciousness, I think every creature, if you like, the ground of every creature is eternity. Only human beings have the gift of becoming conscious of that. Otherwise, there is no difference between creatures and human beings. And I also said before that when God created Adam and Eve, first He made their bodies from the earth, from the mud, which represents evolution, which represents time and space. So our bodies belong to time and space. Okay? And then He breathes His breath into their nostrils. Then they become living beings. And this breath of God is directly coming from God, from eternity. It doesn't belong to time and space. It was there before the time began. And so the purpose of time is to be the vehicle of eternity. So we have two identities, the time and eternal. The purpose of the identities that belong to time and space are meant to be at the service of the eternal identity. So one is like a master and the other one is the vehicle. Okay? And but what happens is that we forget that. We forget our eternal identity and we identify only with the identities of time and space. Okay? And the time and space are like empty. It's like a pond that has no source inside. So it tries to fill itself. And so what is somewhere that because we have no light inside, we have no meaning inside, we try to get light from outside. The world becomes our light. The world gives the meaning to our life. Because we have no meaning, we have no light inside. And so in a way, the master becomes a servant, if you like. We are almost like I was speaking the other day, we like beggars. We become like beggars, begging meaning from outside, begging light from outside, begging happiness from outside. So we become dependent on the others. So when Jesus said, I am the light of the world, that means I do not receive light from outside. I have the light inside. I give light, but I don't receive light. You are the salt of the earth. That means salt means which gives meaning to the food. That means you have to give meaning to the world, but don't receive meaning from the world. Be a king, but don't be a beggar. You are a king, but you are living like a beggar. So realize that you are kingship. That is what he means. You are the salt. You are supposed to give meaning to the world, but you are receiving meaning from the world. So a master has become a slave. And this is for me the whole teaching of Christ. And he says truth will make you free. Now what truth? If I discover my eternal identity, my true nature, if you like, then I become free. But if I am not aware of my eternal identity and identify with time and space, I am not free.
Yeah.
So try to understand who you are, what is your real nature, what is the purpose of time. Then you will become free. I think it's a very direct message. You are the light of the world, you are the salt of the earth, but it is like the bushel, it is buried. So you don't see the light. So remove that bushel and let it shine, your light. So that is, for me, that's the meaning of that statement. And this parable of you asked me the parable of the landlord who invites people to work in his vineyard, and then different people come at different times, but he gives the same wages to everybody. Okay, and I think it means that it's very similar, connecting to finding our eternal self. And people discover this eternal self in different times of life. Some may discover when they are young, some may discover when they are in the middle age, some may discover when they are old, even maybe before their death. But whenever people discover this kingdom of God, it is full. It's not off. Because you discover that at the beginning of your life, you are going to have full. Because you discover at the middle age, you only get half of it. Or if you discover at the end of life, you get only 10% or something. Because the eternal reality is the same for all times. So whenever you discover it fully. So whenever God gives you eternity, He doesn't give you part by part. He only gives you same wages to the. So it is not about working in the field or anything, but the way people discover the kingdom of God in different times of their lives. But whenever you find it fully. That is I think that's what the meaning I understand that.